my patience in every way, seeing that the customs of our land oblige us to marry without ever meeting the person with whom we are to pass our lives. A man has, of course, no right to complain as long as his wife is not repulsive or positively deformed, and whatever defects her body may have, pleasant ways and good behavior will go far to remedy them. The first time I saw my wife unveiled, when she had been brought to my house with the usual ceremonies, I was enchanted to find I had not been deceived in regard to the account that had been given to me of her beauty. I began my married life in high spirits and the best hopes for happiness. God, these pillows slide too much on the floor. The following day, a grand dinner was served to us, but as my wife did not appear, I ordered a servant to call her. Still she did not come, and I waited impatiently. At last she entered the room. She took our places at the table, and plates of rice were set before us. I ate mine, as was natural, with a spoon, but great was my surprise when my wife, instead of doing the same, drew from her pocket a little case from which she selected a long pin, and by the help of this pin brought the rice grain by grain to her mouth. "Amina," I exclaimed in astonishment, "is that the way you eat rice at home? Was your appetite so small, or do you wish to count the grains so that you might never eat more than a certain number? If it was from economy, and you are anxious to teach me not to be wasteful, you have no cause for alarm. We shall never ruin ourselves in that way. Our fortune is large enough for all our needs. Dear Amina, do not seek to check yourself, but eat as much as you desire." In reply to my affectionate words, I expected a cheerful answer, yet Amina said nothing at all. She continued to pick her rice out as before, only at longer and longer intervals, and instead of trying the other dishes, all she did was to put every now and then a crumb of bread into her mouth. That would not have made a meal for a sparrow. I felt provoked by her obstinacy, but to excuse her to myself as far as I could, I suggested perhaps she had never been used to eat in the company of men, that her family might have taught her that she ought to behave prudently and discreetly in the presence of her husband. Likewise, that she might either have dined already, or intend to do so in her own apartments. I took no further notice, and when I had finished, I left the room,